First of all, obviously, you got to give Oregon a ton of credit. Came in here in a very difficult environment and made plays when they had to. So hats off. Got to give them their due. Really the game came down very similar to what we expected it to come down to. First down was going to be critical in this game. We weren't able to get anything going early in the game on offense, so then we got into obvious passing situations. Third and long, which was not a great situation for our quarterback, was not a great situation for our offensive line. They were all able to stay on schedule on first down, get ahead of the sticks, get into third and manageable situations. Actually, we did pretty well on third down, but they were able to go for it on fourth down because it was manageable situations. It was a couple key plays in the game. Obviously early on, the turnover that we thought we got that got overturned. Obviously the turnover at the end of the game. Neither offense was explosive, but we battled, we were resilient, and we had a chance to win the game at the end. So I'm proud of the guys in the locker room, obviously disappointed and not satisfied one bit. But I'm proud of the way our guys battled and gave ourselves a chance to win the game at the end. So we're going to watch his tape. I think we're going to feel, like we had tons of opportunities to win this game. There's going to be a lot to learn from it, obviously. The way college football is today, there's going to be very few teams that finish the end of the season unscathed. And we got to learn from this. We got to have a great week next week. We got to tune out all the noise, and we got to get better from this and get on a roll for the rest of the season. So open up the questions.
James, the frustration of the fans, do you sense it, and do you get it, I guess I'm asking?
Yeah, we have a passionate fan base, 111,000. The environment was awesome. They're passionate. And when we win, there's nothing better. When we lose, there's nothing worse. So I get it. I get the frustration that comes with a fan base that is invested and cares. So I get it.
James, to your right. How would you assess the play of Drew from the early struggles to the comeback to ultimately the mistake at the end?
Yeah, I thought he battled. Early in the game, I think it's obviously going to be easy for people to be critical. But again, when you're not able to have success on first down, not able to get ahead of the sticks on second down, and I think in the first half, I think we averaged almost 3rd and 9 for the first half. That's not a good situation for any O-line. That's not a good situation for any quarterback. We were not able to get our running game going, and that put us in a very, very challenging spot. Obviously, the turnover at the end, Drew's been as good as any quarterback in the country when it comes to touchdown-interception ratio over his time, but obviously that was a critical one. But early on, we were not able to get into a rhythm for all the reasons I just mentioned, and now we're in 3rd and long after 3rd and long after 3rd and long.
Hey, Coach. After everything that's happened versus ranked teams, how do you personally maintain your belief?
Yeah, again, I kind of look at the entire picture. I get that narrative, and it's really not a narrative. It's factual. It's the facts. I get it, but I try to look at the entire picture and what we've been able to do here. But at the end of the day, we got to find a way to win those games. I totally get it, and I take ownership, and I take responsibility. At the end of the day, I wanted that for those kids in that locker room. I wanted that for those kids in that locker room, how hard they work, how much they sacrifice, and we had our opportunities. But, yeah, I take responsibility.
Hey, James. The last three times you've had a top 10 opponent here, it's been a struggle offensively for much of the game. You found something late in this one, but I think 109 yards through 3 quarters. Is there something you could attribute to that being a consistent shortcoming for your team? Because it feels like the defense often holds up its end of the bargain, but the offense has consistently kind of come up short based on your expectations.
Yeah, in the first half, I didn't think we did a great job with the line of scrimmage on really both sides of the ball. Back to the point about first down. We were not able to get ahead of the sticks on offense. We were behind the sticks on defense. Obviously, it's a really good team, and we're a really good team. And we got to find ways to win those games. I get it, but your point is we played a really good team today, and we struggled to move the ball effectively on offense, and I think I expressed why.
Coach, it's not the first time this year we've talked about the rhythm thing, and sometimes you're in it, sometimes you're not. Same with the third and longs. And so do you think it's play calling, scheme, game plan related? Do you think it's execution related from the film you've seen so far, plus what you saw tonight?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of all that, right? I don't think we were executing the way we're capable of executing. Obviously, we got to do whatever we got to do to manufacture yards. We got to make some plays. It's all of it. It's all of it. And obviously, those things come at a premium when you're playing really good teams. Margin of error is small.
James, can you assess overall the defense? Do you think it got a little tired toward the end? And also, what were you told on the fumble and the return?
Yeah, I think, when you talk about how the first half went, our defense was on the field way too much for all the reasons I've already addressed, I've already explained. And I think that affected them late in the game, obviously, when we needed a stop. The fumble, to be honest with you, nothing was explained on the sideline. They said that the runner's knee was down basically before he broke the tackle and kept running when the ball came out. They said his knee was down. Obviously, you guys probably had better views of it than I did, but I didn't get a whole lot more of an explanation than that.
James, is it reasonable to suspect that the non-conference schedule didn't prepare you enough for this?
Yeah, I think obviously when you lose this game, that question is coming, right? Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that question coming after we don't play well in this game. Yeah, I get that.
James, you score that final touchdown regulation middle here. Any idea or any conversations to go for 2 there?
Say that again.
After the Devontae Ross, 30 seconds left, fourth quarter touchdown, you go 16-17. Any ideas or conversations to go for 2 points?
No, obviously we were going to have a tremendous environment and a really good opportunity. Obviously we went down and scored. Felt like we were in a really good position for our defense to get a stop. They made some significant plays. But no, we felt like going to overtime at home, with the crowd advantage that we were going to have would give us the best situation to win.
James, I wanted to ask about 2 more in-game decisions. One, the punt earlier in the game, was there any thought to going for it there? And a lot of coaches will go for 2 on that first touchdown that you scored to make it either a 6 or an 8-point game. Did you consider doing that?
Yeah, again, we have the analytics book on the sideline like everybody does. Went through those scenarios. The punt obviously becomes a challenge when you punt it into the end zone. You obviously going for a short yardage punt or a situation where we call a sky punt, where you're going to pin them deep, and when you decide not to go for it and then you punt it into the end zone, then obviously when you do that, then you should have gone for it. That magnifies the decision that you made. Again, in terms of going for 2, the rhythm of our offense and where we were at that point, we didn't feel like that was the right thing to do. Getting to overtime and being at home and the advantage that we had there, we felt like that was the right play. I think the challenge is late in the game, our defense had been on the field too much, and I think we ran out of gas a little bit there at the end. Thank you.